Could be here any second. That it? Where is it? It's on YouTube and I don't see it. I got to find my own stream happening. Usually I already have it on there. Oh, there it is. It's because I got to mute it as soon as it, oh, there. Now I'm live. Yeah, I just see myself on TV. How's that? Yeah, I can show you. I can show you the TV shot. Yeah, I just go and get the still image screenshot. Where is it? Where is it? It said open that. All right. And here. Where's it going to open it? Over here. Open it over here. And share screen. Oh. Okay. This one. There we go. There I am on TV. On INSP. And it's a little bit wrong. I'm descended from Robert Rogers' brother. I'm part of the family. Robert Rogers is my 5th great granduncle. I guess they consider that a descendant. If you're descended from someone in a sibling, then you're a descendant. Because you kind of got the same DNA. But so that was me on INSP a little earlier, couple hours ago. And at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show. In the middle of the show, you don't see me. You see me at the beginning and in the end. This shot's from the beginning. Let me see if I can. It won't play the sound, but and I probably can't share it anyhow, the audio and all that anyhow. So, but so to see the chat, you put this over here. Ooh, no. You put this over here, this over here, and this on top of this. And then I have my Zoom and the chat window right next to it. But I'm sure there's nobody watching, right? 6. Yeah, I was just on INSP. So now I can maybe get that on the other screen here. See if I can. Oh, wrong selection, wrong green button. Yeah. Yeah. And about all the drama and stuff. I guess something I want to say about it that there was no murder. Nobody outside of Forrest did anything other than trying to take care of him. What Forrest was the cause of his own ending. It's obvious to me from the one picture, it's very obvious what had happened. And the police didn't come till after he had been to the hospital and back home. Where where he fell, where they found him, where he supposedly fell, and all that. That's never looked at or anything. But anything that they found is something that Forrest himself did. There was nobody else involved in Forrest Fenn's ending. He went at the time and in the place he wanted to. His shoes were there for his Indiana Jones type replacement to fill. Those were for his replacement to fill those shoes. The hat on the drum, the hat is a stovepipe hat, identical to Abraham Lincoln's stovepipe hat, which he kept his documents in. The documents are in the hat. It's sitting on a drum. What do natives use the drum for? You know, they send messages with the drums. That was their messenger. The drum is the messenger. There are documents still in the hat. You turn that hat over and well, we're going to pull a rabbit out of it, right? So the rabbit hasn't been pulled out of the hat yet. Simple. But Forrest didn't get hit on the head with a bell. Forrest did not get hit in the head with a bell. He put his thumb over his eye and pulled the trigger. Delivered the vehicle that ended the chase. I thought he was going to take sleeping pills. Until I saw that picture, I thought he took sleeping pills. But after I seen that picture, that's like less than a quarter of an inch. It matches something mentioned in his stories that's that size. Less than 0.25 of an inch. And yeah, it puncture, it go in there and stay there. I think what happened. No, Frank didn't kill. Nobody killed. Forrest Fenn killed himself. He told us he told us he was going to go the way like his father did. I like that way he went. He went when he chose to go and died where he wanted to die, and so it was all under control. The sad thing is somebody has to find him in that condition, you know, whatever condition it is, and it might have been more pleasant to find him in the sleeping pill condition. So, yeah, those pictures are. He had been to the hospital and sent home because he wasn't going to be recovering. When you have do not resuscitate, the hospital doesn't want you to die there, so they send you home to die with your family. That's what they did with my dad. And he died like a couple days after I left. The rest of my family went there, and one of my siblings turned up his morphine, and you know, I wasn't there, so I wasn't any part of that. But you don't go and ask some, hey, can you help me? I want to kill myself. Can you help me? I think maybe that's what the chase. Maybe he thought he was Superman, and nothing was going to kill him except for the magic bullet. Like JFK, like Hemingway, Connolly was shot with the magic bullet. And I believe that family knows that that's what it is. And the one thing so he puts it up and with his right thumb over his left eye, pulls the trigger. And they find him. What's the first thing women do when they find you? You've fallen and you got blood coming out of your head. What are the first thing the women do? They clean you up. They get a towel, they clean you up. He gets to the hospital, it's not squirting out no more or whatever. And yeah, he fell and hit his head. Huh? Okay, because there's no exit. That small, that size doesn't go through, and it was only proximity maybe that it did go through. Lincoln's hat right there. Lincoln, same thing, but from the back side. When you got money, they'll say anything that you pay them to. They'll say anything you pay them. When you're a government agent, say maybe the woman at the Capitol that was shot by the cop there. Is it possible that was an actress? Nobody died there, but this woman died in a special forces raid in some other country, and this was a way to give her so you don't know the truth unless you're actually there. If you were the one to rescue her, maybe, the only people that know are the people that were right there and had hands on. Yes, Lori. We didn't know if he was going to go off a cliff, take a handful of pills, or Kurt Cobain. I don't have a gun. What was missing from his plane? His gun. Lit the fuse, pulled the trigger. JFK, John Connolly. Let me see. Let's just say I got 12 watching. Not many. So yeah, the one thing, if he did do that, there's nobody. He did himself. It was all done. Everything was by him, orchestrated by him. He wrote the script. He drew the plans and made the schedule. He picked the place and the time. He was getting where I like at Fembury, a couple of times at Fembury. I almost had he was standing there and he started falling back, and I had almost catch him a couple of times. I nearly had to catch him from falling, and I think other people have seen that. He didn't want to lose his facility. He didn't want to be seen walking with a cane and or anything like that. He didn't want to be feeble, and he was getting to where it'd be just him and Peggy in beds facing each other, and he didn't want that, although they probably would have learned a lot more about each other. Lucy in the sky with Alice. Lucy in the sky with Alice. Um, yeah, and so that all happened on National Grandma Moses Day, September 7th. And I think Peggy probably had the sleeping pills. I don't know. He probably learned from his father when his father went and took the sleeping pills that after you die, if you're going to commit suicide, you do it like you're oh, oh, speakers changed. That's okay. If you're getting ready to, you do it like you're going to have a colonoscopy or something, because after you die, your body still excretes. You can poop your pants when you're dead. So I'm pretty sure he died in clean underwear, like he wanted. Moses had dirty underwear. He's got that big brown knot in his butt. And in the wooden Moses, look at the backside. There's a big brown knot in his butt. It was a night sitter for Peggy. Yeah, but that's why I said I think Peggy probably took the sleeping pills. I don't think Peggy. No, it doesn't. You know. Um, but I think the family just didn't want it that known. They didn't want it known that. But Forrest said it wasn't such a bad thing to be the means of your own end, like his father did. It wasn't such a horrible thing, or whatever. So he kind of, a lot of people thought he was gonna do, and it's very extremely likely that's what happened. He just didn't go the way I thought he was. And that's a whole disturbing thing to see that it's like he died again. But it's worse, you know. Uh, yeah. Well, I don't know if Forrest had one, or if maybe Forrest was Peggy's night sitter until he was gone. Maybe she didn't even have you. We don't know if she had one set up before because she was just a month later. She went on Charlton Heston's birthday, the other Moses, and it was St. Francis of Assisi's birthday, who gave all his treasure to charity. Let's see here. I don't see nobody else. Maybe I will on this other. I can go here. Yeah, I just watched myself on the on INSP. I was on Into the Wild Frontier, and I'm at the beginning of the show and the end of the show, the one about Robert Rogers. And the first half of the show is kind of background stuff. I had a part where I talked about his upbringing, where he invented camouflage. He would go hunt with the Indians and so on. And I watched when I first watched it, I didn't see myself in the beginning because I was trying to get my little phone set up on the thing to watch it. And I have to mute this first. There. Switch. There we go. Yeah. Oh. Yep, yep, just Lucy. Check one of my other see what the chat says on one of my secret accounts. uh yeah, that was pretty neat. Be on that show. So I didn't, when the first time I watched, I didn't see myself in the beginning of the show, and then I knew on another show that they had the relative right at the end, and that's where the titles are start scrolling. I'm in the titles. The titles scroll on me. um, so I'm in the beginning and at the end of that show. But now we got is Lucy. Lucy, are you a redhead, Lucy? Lucy was a redhead. And Ricky was a Cuban. Oh, these chairs, they look really cool and stuff. But the seat, the front of the seat, it's all cracked and coming off, and it's like fabric, and the fake plastic leather is like square, like a little iceberg chunks coming off of it, and it like needs recovered on the seat part. The seat part needs a new cover on it. I'll probably just buy a piece of leather that'll cover the whole thing and stretch it around and screw it down with the screws. But I guess I said what I wanted to say. I don't want to talk about that. That's what happened. Everybody seen I'm not going to show pictures of any of it. I was interested in seeing the pictures with just the blood, any body parts blacked out. I didn't really, but you can't unsee what you've seen, you know? And there are others that agree with that conclusion from that picture. Oh, the one I'm on? Yeah. It'll play. It's on Friendly TV, and then INSP. And you see, Into the Wild Frontier was 6 Eastern, 7 Central, 4 or 6 Eastern, 5 Central, 4 Mountain, and 3 Pacific. But I think if it doesn't play later tonight, it plays again on Saturday, or I mean on Wednesday. Pretty sure it plays again on Wednesday. But I got to be in the show. They probably had me back for shows about pirates, because my ancestor was the governor of Jamaica. He was the governor of Jamaica in 1654 when he captured Port Royal from the French. Big sea battle. There's got to be a story about the battle for Port Royal, because that's Robert Sedgwick, my like 8th great grandfather, taking Port Royal from the French. That was an epic battle. I had to bring that up with the producer. Say, hey, epic sea battles. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good one. I think that one, because there hasn't been a show like that, has there? um, yeah, and he hadn't even. Send him an email. Uh, yeah, you see the big face. See, this is his hair. The black is the hair. There's his eyes, his mouth. Boom. And that's off the rocks up here, you know? I've got to get a hold of. I know some other people in film now too. So I got to see if there's anybody knows somebody wanting to make a film, looking for some story for it or something. Because yeah, I got some good ideas. It's like if I did a movie about Forrest Fenn's treasure hunt, you would have to start back with his birth and you know through, or even before that, his father working at the YMCA and going, or maybe once he's a teacher, he could talk about the YMCA, go back, flashback to before, but start around his birth in 1930 and you want to have the current events of what's happening through his life, because a lot of it has to do with movies that he's seen when he was a kid and stuff. Hemingway and things. There was a Suburban over there pulling a trailer going down the street. I got to look under my monitor in the distance, seeing where this looks like a lawn trailer, Suburban. They passed my street there. You see him coming from a mile away. Mm. Let's see. Hey, MJ. What's a night sitter? Kind of maybe a nighttime nurse, like, I think. For somebody that needs that kind of care, especially if you got two people that are laid up. Doing okay. Want to take a road trip? I got a friend lost a leg that I need to go visit. Need to go pay a visit. Somebody loses their leg and they need a little company. But gotta be rough losing a leg like above the knee. Because it was bad circulation, I guess. A nurse would, yeah, it might be a nurse but Forrest didn't want to be where he was in that condition, but after he was gone, Peggy may have needed somebody there at night. Maybe I don't know. But Shiloh was right out in the guest house, and I'm sure they had an intercom to him. So yeah, I don't think they had anybody there at night. I think the maid showed up, found Forrest. Peggy's sound asleep. Probably has she did have oxygen, didn't she? In one picture, I seen her with the oxygen. And when you got the oxygen, and you got that thing over your ears and stuff, you hear the air in the hose going around past your ear. You hear the air in your ear. So, and a small caliber is not that loud, especially if you had a cushion or something, stick a just a foam cap on it. Will muffle it. Your bleed shoes and nursing. Yeah, I just retested for it, and yeah. I didn't put it on here yet right now, but I can see where it's at. What I'm at before I do and after I do. But yesterday I was sitting there and it was like 85. I put the oxygen on, it's 96. And yeah, see, I'm doing okay, right? I'm at 92 right now. So I'm over 9. Over 90 is where they want you. But it's because I've got it in the room. There's more in this room than there is outside. Yeah, yeah, I like to sleep with it. Sometimes I woke up at like 5 p.m. Oh, I slept all day. Nice. I feel relaxed. Yeah, my friends in Mexico want me to come down and visit, but I need somebody to travel with if I go down there. I ain't going down there alone. And I hear you got to stop and pay the cops like ransom, like $100 here and $100 there, and it's like I ain't got that kind of money to pay ransom. We give them prints. Here, have a print. Hang that in your house. Yeah, you can't say I gave you money. Hey, Lily. I didn't see you. Yeah, yeah, you're on there. Yeah. I don't know if anybody wants to. I can get the link on here. Let me see. Participants. Copy link. Paste. Post. And, oh, that wasn't where I wanted to pin it. Oh, go to channel pin message there. There it is. Now, oh, my video screen was locked up. You gotta go back to the Zoom window. Boom. There. Yeah, it was on INSP. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There. You didn't see it earlier, I showed it. See? That was a screenshot from being on TV earlier today. It finally aired. It was put off. And you see, Indiana Jones is on Friday or comes out Thursday. You can go see it Thursday. Now, I thought about if there's a group that wants to get together and meet in Santa Fe, and I think it's a 6 p.m. or something showing, and go see it, that would be fun. Go see Indiana Jones in Santa Fe. I have to drive at least 2 hours to get to a theater that has it. The local theater here, I don't think has it. they'll have it a couple weeks later or something, but I have to go to Pueblo or I think down to Santa Fe to see it. I don't know if it's playing in Taos. Taos is closer than Pueblo. Taos is like 90 miles. Pueblo's 130, 120 miles. Hey, Whoopi. Yeah, was on TV earlier. That's a screenshot from the show earlier. And let me see. Four. Start over. I'll get it to the part where I'm on, but I don't think I could do the audio. I can just show you the picture, probably. But I doubt you can even. They die. Can you hear it?
Wild Connecticut River thunders around the powerful rapids. We have to get the shot. Smith, watch that rock. Rescue mission is okay. Want to hear it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I guess you could hear it.
Robert Rogers introduced the idea. We have to get the shot. Smith, watch that rock.
Watch that rock. Yeah. Okay. I guess you could hear it.
Robert Rogers introduced the idea.
Okay, here I'll show you my part. And I guess you can hear it too. Once I get over there. Boom.
He had friends who were Native Americans in that area, and he learned to hunt with them, how to hide behind trees and camouflage.
Okay, so that's all I'm going to play of that. Just the part I was on there.
How to hide behind trees and camouflage.
See?
Okay, so that's all I'm going to.
Yeah, they invented camouflage. Yeah, if you look up who invented camouflage, it's one of my ancestors. And he's in. I got a book called Scalp Hunters. He's in. Yeah. There's some previews of Indiana Jones, and he announces in the movie. He says, "I'm retiring. I'm retired. I'm retiring after this." And Forrest was looking for his Indiana Jones replacement. So then I'm in the end of the show too, right in the titles. But I that's pretty cool. I got to be on a documentary. That's I think it's on INSP, but I think it also play on like Fox Nation and National Geographic and probably on Smithsonian and stuff like that. All those channels, you know, screw Netflix. Everybody talking Netflix, and it's the other networks. How's my charge going? Good. Batteries are 52 volts. So you saw I was watching that on Friendly TV. It was like $5 a month, and you get all them channels at A&E and History Channel, Ion, Lifetime, Hallmark. You get quite a few channels, and I don't know. I think I got a sale, or I got a veteran price or something like that, or maybe it's just that cheap, $4.99 a month. Svengoolie is on now. Yeah. So I was wondering, because the first time I watched it, I didn't notice myself on that shot because I was trying to get the camera lined up. I was only there a couple seconds, and I didn't see, and I all through them. Where's what? And then there at the end. Yeah. There we go. And this is the perfect hat for treasure hunting in Mexico. This is a Mexican hat. Panama Jack. So Forrest Fenn doffing his hat, doing the hand of God, and I'm wearing a Panama Jack hat. He's wearing a boss hat. His boss hat comes off, and his hand is the offering, like Athena and the olive branch, go in peace. Yeah, and a zookeeper. Yeah, it looked like Jeff Bridges for a while, the dude, when I was about 50. But as you age differently, but there's a point where you kind of cross and you both look alike, you know. But yeah, and I look a lot like what's his name, Nick Nolte was my other look-alike. And the last, I got accused of looking like, guess who? He's the governor of California. I got accused of looking like Gavin Newsom by one of his employees at the California Fruit Inspection. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I grew up in California, and we grew up. My school was, half white, half Mexican, so we had a lot of South American history and Central America history, and I drew maps of Central America and Mexico and South America and all that. 50.9 volts. Yeah, I've been trying to avoid all that nonsense and stuff. And something about Josh keeps So the fraud is fraud is fraud is fraud. Only if you were defrauded. You have to prove that you were defrauded. And like me, I have nothing from Team Fenn verifying anything. I can't prove I've been defrauded or anything. I can't prove that there's been any fraud. You can't, because you haven't been defrauded. You didn't have a contract that somebody reneged on. You voluntarily joined the chase. Anything you spent was on you. Me, what I spent was, I'm traveling around the country in my RV. I just go camp right in my area, and I had to move every 2 weeks. Every 2 weeks I had to go somewhere 30 miles away, camp there, and then go back. But while I was 30 miles, I could still commute and search, and there was things to search in another camp area. Yeah, he's I think about 10 years older than me, like Trump. Trump's like, what's he, 75, 76? I'm 65. Doug Preston's 2 years older than me. He's 67, or be 67 this year. I think he is 67. But so my TV, my show, the debut today, and in 5 days, 5 days, we have Indiana Dial of Destiny. And what ended the chase? I dialed Forrest Fenn's phone number. I rang his bell. That's what the people. Give me a ring. Give me a ring when you get home. You know, you had to call him. And when I first email I sent him, I told him, I said, I will only call you if I find it. And then the first time I called him was May 27th, 2020. It's like 10 days before he said it was found. He did. I better announce it's been found. I just got the call. No, he took 10 days to get it out. He had to make up because he had been thinking about it 6 months earlier, and he had discussed it with Dale. Meanwhile, he wasn't telling the rest of the community what he was telling Dale. It's contradictory. What he was telling the rest of us doesn't match what he told Dale at all. So he was feeding Dale some propaganda to throw Dale off the track and let Dale, it's not yours, Dale, just relax. Go out to the island, get out your fishing pole, and pull up some sea urchins. That's about all you can catch out there. Somebody had mentioned that that his father, Jim Bridges. Well, anyhow, the father of the Bridges boys, Bo Bridges. Bo Bridges is his brother. But anyhow, his father looks a lot like Sean Penn. Yeah, I said, I've got your car. I found your Moses up on the bluff, and I rang Jack Dempsey's bell. Those are three marbles, kind of, you know. But and I said, I know what the cowboy punch is about Jack Dempsey. And he says, no, that was real. That really happened. It's like at the same time that this was happening in the press, when you were 11, 12 years old, this happened with Jack Dempsey about the same time that the cowboy punched you when you were just a kid. And it was in the news that Cowboy Luttrell punched Jack Dempsey. There was a big fight between a wrestler and a boxer the first time it ever happened. Jack Dempsey was born right down here, and he has the Liberty Bell in front of his house. But Forrest mentions a lot of people that a lot of suicides are people of his stories. And there he is. Skylark. It's the same as pretty much the same as a meadowlark. We got skylarks here. They're kind of like scissortail. Hey, running through the grass out there. Yeah, there's lots of that. There's a horny toad out there the other day. You got birds, got hawks, eagles. I want to get one of them used telephone poles. I want to put a used telephone pole up with a big old crate, big old pallet size deck box up on top of it for birds of prey. Big old nest. Yeah, and you know, Collected Works, it's not just Dorothy Massey, it's Mary Wolfe is the co-owner. So if I'm using my other speakers, then the sound from the video doesn't go through, but that came through. That was pretty cool. Right, that's in the early part of the show. Well, I want to make friends with Raven or Crow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to have a magpie. If I found some magpies falling out of the nest, and I might raise them, you know, because that'd be cool as hell. Magpies are like crows and ravens, and they talk, and magpies are really smart. His email address is in the books. Lot of searchers were suffering from sleep deprivation. Yeah, I'm trying to find a house that's lower elevation, and that ain't anywhere near here. But even Santa Fe is 2,000 feet lower than here. Yeah, that makes a difference. Yeah. Yeah, pet rave. I've got Togo, my parrot here. He's stuffed, but at least a magpie, you can leave him outside while you go on vacation. You come back and your magpie's waiting for you, hopefully. Yeah. Yeah, even a raven would be even, because they're so big. They're like freaking turkeys. Woody bog. We have osprey here. Redhead. Yeah, there's some osprey here too. I've seen osprey in Oregon to Florida. They're all the way across country. Yeah, you see it. Togo's right up right here. He's stuffed. He really is. Oh, let me see. I gotta get this other screen. We can close that. And that there I can put over here. And this here I can put over here. And then I gotta go back to here. And there. There. I can turn off this other screen because I'm on batteries. Oh, I gotta see anybody. Nope, nobody trying to join in. I have that window open to see that. Because I got the link up there. But nobody wants to talk about as far as I can tell, the thing from Carl to the Fenn Phantom was no, you're asked not to show the pictures, just not to show the pictures. I think the rest we talked about, but not, I don't think you want to, you know, my feelings, what happened, you know what I think, you know. I don't think there was there's no other answer. That's what happened. He was born on the 22nd. Even numerology and fate and all. What are the chances of obtaining my Oregon driver's license on Forrest Fenn's birthday in 2007, and his birthday ending up on my driver's license because that's the date I got the license? And then I learned about the chase in 6 years later. It's like the wish went out or something, like the message went out, and it took that long, and then it takes another 7 years and another 7. Everything's in 369. Crows started acting like they were trading shiny things for food. My mom. Had a pad. Crow raven, a pet crow raven. No. And then pets. We had some in Oregon that were regulars that would come by to get some treats, and they came by every day at the same time. That was in Gardner, Oregon. I have concept of a pet bird, but yeah. Well, I'd like to have one, like a magpie or a few magpies. You know, if they imprinted on you and they just came to visit you. You know, they're wild, but they come to visit. I like those kind of pet birds. Because the pet birds that you keep in your house and you feed them and you got to take care of them and everything and take them to the vet and all that, those ones, yeah, if you want to travel or they affect you doing other things that you'd like to do. It's like I'm working on completing I'll have a little fenced yard right outside the door of my RV so that I can even leave Jack at home while I go out and go to have a couple drinks or get something to eat, and you know, because you can't just bring your dog into every restaurant you go to. And I've been home a lot and not doing much of that because what do I do with the dog while I'm in there? You know, you can't leave him at home. So he's in I can't leave him in the car, so I don't go. Magpie, yeah. Yeah, magpies are great. I'm looking at a bird stand on top of the grass. He's standing on top of the sage out there. He just flew toward me. That I got a little corner shed, and there's about 7 railroad ties that are corners and parts that hold up that shed. And I'm taking that down, and I'm using the railroad ties to make this little fenced yard where I park my car outside the RV here. And then I got to find probably some cinder blocks or something and line them along the RV so he doesn't go under the RV to escape from his yard. So that I got to have a secured yard that he can't get out of. And I don't think he could climb some fences, but he can't climb this fence. It's a pretty smart dog though when it comes to escaping, and he looks at me with these really sad eyes. It's like, well, he's so sad. There's nothing to be sad about like that. It's just the eyes he has. But it's nice now not running the heat so much. I fished it. As I put it out for the osprey and eagles. Yeah. Yeah, we got eagles out. I've seen ospreys and golden eagles and bald eagles and great horned owls, other owls. You see snow owls in Colorado. Just a whole lot. And not really, like in Florida, you see a lot of vultures, but you don't see that many you don't see vultures here, really. I think it's maybe the altitude is a little too high. I don't know, but California's got condors fly pretty high, but this is close to 8,000 feet here. Jack is 6.5. I got Jack in 2017, right after February, and then I brought him to 2019 February, and that's when Forrest, I need to know your dog's name. It's Jack. and okay, we got Jack. Oh, Jack. Okay, Jack's search partner is Bill. If you hold it up, they will know it's an offering and start to trust you. I mean, that hand symbol that he did in the picture, that's in all the Greek museums. That's the offering of the olive branch, the offering of peace. And when you're accusing somebody of fraud, you're not gone in peace. When you're taking them to court, you're not taking somebody to court is not going to peace. So Woodard violated the go in peace clause. And actually, wasn't Josh hoaxing him on, egging him on to do it, right? And then he did it. And then he comes back and shows bacon in his face. I think it'll get, he just won't have any, there won't be any grounds for him he'll have to resubmit it. And, because Shiloh is not a party to Forrest Fenn's Thrill of the Chase. He's just a relative. It's like going after Trump's kid or something, or going after Trig Palin, Jack. But I told find out about Jack Stu. What you want to do is get a hold of Sarah Palin's office and ask him what Jack Stoof's real name is. Because they tried to find him too. Sarah Palin knows what Jack's real name is, if he has a real name. If they were able to figure out who he was. Never mind, go in peace. None of them are shy guys. Yeah. Hey, Lucy. So yeah, Jack Stoof had wrote the article about Trig Palin. Jack Stoof did the hit piece on Trig Palin, calling him a retard and stuff like that. Hey, Brian, there's a link there. I don't have any Noxzema. One thing you might notice, speaking of Noxzema, it's like skin cream, right? Well, or it's like makeup remover stuff, or isn't it? No, I don't know. Anyhow, the kid that plays the native that they held hostage, it was half French and half Native American kid, and he had the war paint on this side of his face. You know, when they first got him, there's that war paint on this side of his face. 3 weeks later, it's still there. Hasn't washed off, even after swimming in the river. That is some miracle makeup they put on him. I think I got it in a video. It's in a video, Brian. I sent you the link for the video. But I had, you got the grandkids, eh? Yeah, my grandkids, I guess, are out in Utah camping with my kid. He works out there, secret government testing facility. And I watched a show that all kind of, it's like, no. So the show says this and that about where my kid works, and I send it to him and say, yeah, how about that? Yeah. Yeah, so you can drive home through the tunnel. Oh. You know, that's something they could do all the way across Wyoming. An underground winter highway. So that the truckers don't have so much trouble crossing there in the winter. So nobody does. Was it that the boring company that Tesla has, or that Elon Musk has, the boring company, and I want to know, I want, is that something Cal can do? Cal, take a ride on the boring tunnel and show us what it's like, man. Show us the boring tunnel. Is it working? I heard there was some of it working. But that thing, it's like a subway You drive your car onto a cart, and the cart is automated in the tunnel, and it takes you to where you're going. Kick me, I'm Jack. You better not kick Jack. You don't kick Jack. You put your foot up under his butt and you raise your toes and tap him on the balls. That was something they had, this new space habitat thing. It's an inflatable thing. It's a ball thing, right? And they showed it attached. They showed one of them attached to a starship. And I was saying, if you put two of them on there, it'd look like a penis and a pair of testicles. Yeah, there's supposed to be a tunnel in Vegas. There's supposed to be a boring company that Elon Musk makes these tunnel boring machines, and he's supposed to be doing these boring things that you drive your car onto it, you turn your car off, you're parked on it, and it transports you. And I'm I'm putting a wall. I'm fencing in my yard here. So the next is that I'm adding. I got one post in. I got to put another post, and then I got to put two wall panels up. But I got to go get the one post to put. It's not going to go in the middle. I'm going to put it over here on my thing that I have my oxygen tanks at, and because I got one post there. There's actually a 16-foot board, and then I have a 10-foot, 1 inch pipe on top of that. That's my flagpole, and I want to move that over here. I want to move it away from the oxygen. Just put a regular short fence post there next to the oxygen, because that flagpole's like a lightning rod, and I don't want a lightning rod to go into my oxygen. So I'm going to move the lightning rod away from the oxygen tanks. Husker Du, hey Husker Du, you can join in. Yeah. Carl's got kryptonite. If you go in peace, you don't sue him. He had a plan, and some people are too impatient to wait for the plan to work out. Hope it all works out. Josh didn't do it. Weston Pass is 1,500 feet too high. Hiding so hard from solvers. They made up a guy who will be my next paper mache misfit effigy. So, paper mache, no, it's paper mache. You need to make him a pinata. After he gets legs broke off by the kids earlier in the day. Having a laborious leaf. You gotta turn Jack's to make a Jack Stoof pinata, huh? I think I'm Jack Stoof is possibly just a pseudonym. It's a name of a fictitious character. is somebody that doesn't really exist. It's a you know, somebody else. It's somebody famous that you would never suspect. Or maybe Doug Preston is Jack Stoof. It's a character he make up. Pinata, yeah. Lucy. Kids can knock the bottom of them off. Yeah. So you think that his name isn't really Jack Stoof? How could he be? That's what I'm saying. Because he did the hit piece on Sarah Palin's kid, Sarah Palin would have sued the fuck out of him. And so her lawyers would know if he's a real person or a fictitious pseudonym. That's why Sarah Palin's can tell you if Jack Stoof is a real person or not. Yeah, it was Jack Stoof ain't real. I don't have access to it. I'm not celebrity status. I was just on TV today, but nobody knows me yet. But there was a whole lot of people watched me. I called a friend in California. He got the show on 5 minutes before it started. Oh, she knew about it. I'm sure she knew about it. It was all over. It was on Fox News. It was on CNN. It was everywhere. Then enough. Don Teeters attacked by several Chihuahua and a poodle brave. Sorry about your dog, John. It sucks. I got to pet him at least. No, I don't think Dave Woodard. No. Jack Stoof is fictitious. Dave Woodard's just delusional. Yeah, it's pretty cool to see myself on TV. I love it. Oh, what we got? Okay, let's see. Put more charge on the battery. Switch to yeah, 2 amps. Yeah. Trying to collect the last of the solar energy, because once the sun gets so low, then it doesn't hit the pan. You know, even long before sunset, solar panels, if you don't have them on a thing that's tilted and all that, and I have to I have to stay mobile here, so I keep the solar panels on the roof of the RV. But if I was permanent here, I'd take them off and put them on a thing that follows the sun. And it rotates and get more power and stuff. But because I don't know if I'm going to have to move, so I keep an eye on what's out there. Big thing, sheep, dog. Snugs. Oh yeah. Yeah, Justin Posey plagiarized my dog smelling the chest and finding it. Justin Posey plagiarized that. What did he just say? Yes, Justin Posey plagiarized that. 2019, December 12th, 2019 video, my dog Jack Sleuth claiming he found it. And then when Forrest turns it into part of the solution, he calls the guy Jack Stoof. And oh, we believe it, but we don't believe this. That was his name's Jack too. We got two Jacks claiming to find it. The dog found it first, and then the other Jack. But we're going to ignore the dog. Yeah. It's a bunch of stuff about the dogs. It was. Is that here? Did I put it there? No. Even these Eric Sloane's book and Forrest Fenn's book. If you make a negative image of that, the color is reverse. This one in negative is this color. This one in negative is this color. Talking about smoke and mirrors, negative is a mirror. If you didn't know that. I'm not speaking to the people that are chatting in here. I'm speaking to the biased critics that are sitting there watching and not talking. And they'll go on their channel and say Bill said this, but they won't say it right here. It won't. There's nobody joined in. Posey's dog couldn't even get out of the car. Oh yeah. No, my Jack was out of the Jack was at 9 Mile Hole. My Jack went to 9 Mile Hole with me. I brought my search partner to 9 Mile Hole. He's in the picture at the Rock with all of us. He was knocking over my tripod. You have to have him on a leash. Maybe not in the back country, right? And then pull out areas and stuff you might be able to have, but some of them you couldn't bring your dog out into the wilderness, maybe. They get gang raped by a bunch of wolves. If Jack would impregnate them, there'd be blue-eyed wolves out there. Yeah. Yeah, go to New York and do that. I was thinking about making a trip down to Texas. I got a friend that lost a leg. So I had to go down and be a little company for just a little bit, and I wanted to make a trip. I want to go to like New York I want to load up my car with some art and stuff and bring it to New York. I want to put a waterproof bag roof rack with a waterproof bag to bring some art. Bring some framed art. You got to make it super waterproof. But I want it easy to get to and get out, because it's one of the things when you go around to show your stuff off, you don't want it really hard to manage. Lucy did answer you about the BB video. BB, what BB? Barbara. Yeah, I answered you. I emailed you a link with the link to the video with the pictures with the chest being shown. So I'm pretty sure you have an email from me with the link to the video with Barbara Brown and the chest. Oh, it's the email I sent you. I gotta find my that email. I can't read it while I'm digging it up. I can't read the chat while I'm looking up an email. I sent very few, so I just go in my sent. Oh, yeah. There. That's it. Got it from the email I sent you. The Barbara Brown winning it, that was February 2019, July 6, 2019. And July 7th, I had breakfast with Forrest at the banquet table. That table was freaking 30 feet long. And he passed his plate to me. That is significant. I've been bitten by an animal before. A horse wanted to bite me. Yeah, I remember my uncle telling us about a friend of his that a horse tore her jaw off. Horse grabbed on and just ripped her jaw right off her face. So yeah, you got to watch out for horses. Anything that can crush you, like an elephant, a horse, a cow. But it's like I just watched a thing with rodeo with Mike Rowe, and he was doing rodeo clown, or they call them bullfighters. And they taught him you don't run from the bovine thing. You stand your ground, because a lot of time they'll just charge you and it's a threat. But if you run, then they're going to get you. See, because once they know that you're not looking at them, then they can surprise you. If you're looking at them, they know you can avoid them. No, it was 2019 February. I don't know if Gay Delkin had a video on that or not. He might. If Gay Delkin had a lot of video there, he might have had it when her name was pulled, or when Forrest announced that her name was pulled. Yeah. You still got a knife in my back from Dent for no reason. Out of the blue, just stabs me in the back. I know exactly what happened there. It's the same as the issue I have with my little brother. Yeah, it's the other half. Got to be the other half. I hear people say things on the internet and on YouTube and stuff, and people are like, "Oh, that's funny, that's funny," you know, and they're and it depends on who says the words, what reaction you get. It seems it's like there's some bias, and the attack is due to bias. It's nothing to do with what I said, because I said nothing about anybody specific personally. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta start my generator, I guess. I ain't got no power. I got some. Let me see. Oh, that's happening. Beep, 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 beep. I thought I hit that button to turn the beeper off. Does that do anything? No. Well, when I hit the button, hang on a second. I gotta get some power going. Yeah, that'll do. And just unplug the computer, let the computer run on its battery, and the other batteries are charging up, and and I have the UPS that's keeping the satellite going. So that's why otherwise my old system that would have shut us off. Let's see. Let's see. No, she wasn't there. It was mailed to her. Yeah, it was a drawing that was held before February. It was, you know, his name was submitted before February, and you didn't have to be there. She's got it in her basement. It's below the home ground. And I did, you know, that's not a favorite subject of mine over it, because yeah, it's like some yeah, there was something there, but it was like, if I got involved with Barbara, then I would not have any rest, and I would die early. Because I cannot live under a stressful situation. Yeah, I find somebody that's laid back, doesn't push hard. If you get neuropathy, I'm going to take this collagen stuff, or from some collagen. I mean, my fingers, my neuropathy, my fingers is like my fingertips down to about here, and when I didn't take it for a couple of months, it was my whole hands were going, and I take it again, and it's retreating back to my fingertips. So it's good for nerves and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, but it still doesn't matter. She didn't have to be there. I respect me. They don't always agree, but you're honest. Yeah. I just made a meme. I just made a meme the other day and put it on Facebook. This is oh, there the guy, the actor from the TV show just messaged me. Yeah, he commented on my post on Facebook. Alan Williamson. He's the actor that plays Robert Rogers. I wanted to tell him they had him in the wrong hats. They had him in the French hats. They didn't wear the French. They had this French author on that was one of the that just they would have been. I talked to my friend Gary Zaboli, and next time they do one on Robert Rogers, get my friend Gary Zaboli in it. View more comments. So really, yeah, really, I was on TV. Yeah. Well, what was I looking up here? I was looking something up when I got here. Oh, that's what I was looking up. I put I made a meme says, since you'll never believe the truth, I'm going to start lying about everything. Yeah. Now, I was looking at doing that, Five Leaf. I was looking at doing that. And I think there might be some things better than leaf blowers to use. Them big cooling fans. I was looking at CFMs, and what you got is the fans. You put one on each side, and you got one fan. The each side, they have a duct that half the air pushes you, and the other half of the air from the fan goes underneath and inflates it. But I was looking at it with the using 54-volt e-bike batteries and electric fans and stuff, and how could you make one cheaply and stuff, and using foam board and rubber skirts or vinyl skirts, but you want to make the skirt multi-layered, heavy duty. Yeah, if you had a hovercraft, you could go across this land here with the with these grass and stuff, you just fly across it. And then if there's water, you just keep going, phew, right on over it. Yeah, if you want to make a hovercraft, you got to make it so that if the power goes off, you still float. That's why you want to use some foam boards. A good way to do it would be to get the real thick foam boards that they use for docks and stuff and hollow out underneath where you have a chamber under there, you know, and you could make all your shapes and then cover it with fiberglass. And yeah, you could do it really sweet. You'd make it like a pontoon with just a skirt across the front and across the back, you know, and like solid wedges to the side and very little skirts on the sides. I don't know. Yeah, the other thing I was looking at is they got these little jet drive motors for remote controlled boats and stuff. But what if you had a kayak with like 4 of them little jet drives on them? And you could control the flow of each side and woo, fucking having a blast on a kayak. Or just directing that what direction it shoots out. Yeah, it'd be, yeah, there's some neat little jet drives you can get and adapt it to a kayak. But I wanted to get a kayak this summer, but I need one so I can bring Jack with me. It has to be a 2-seater. I can't get a 1-seater, so I've been looking at Craigslist, and there was a nice one, but they're out in California and saying Long Beach or something. There was a couple of nice kayaks. I think I sent a link to, I think, to Jens about the one out there, because they had 2 kayaks, $100 a piece, big, long ocean kayaks. Yeah. You better put a parachute on it too, 5-leaf, yeah, in case you go too fast. Well, I got out what I wanted to say about if you missed what I said about what happened, and it was 100% Forrest. Nobody, I don't think anybody assisted him. He did it on his own. He gone alone in there. He went alone in peace. I don't think he fell down. He was probably sitting down and probably just slumped over after. There's no bell that he fell on and hit the ring. You got to knock the bell over upside down before you can hit the ringer. No, that's not. The ringer was the and that makes a crater in the skull and makes that half round. Bruise, and the other bruise on the other side of the eye socket is when you know, if you get hit in the eye, your whole eye turns black. Well, you get just around it does. Man, he lost a lot of blood, and you can see in that his nose, his upper part of his nose is like swollen like 2-3 times as thick as normal. It's just his sinuses were just so it didn't just make a mark on his forehead. It's inside. It went in his sinuses and his Yeah. He did it on his own. He picked his time and his place. He died exactly where he wanted to, in his room full of treasures. And I was the one with the stick walking I had that stick in my videos. Look at my old videos, 2016 stick. I'm trying to find my video where I did there's a video. Nobody ever mentioned, hey, Bill's naked in that video. Because it was like one frame where I slipped on the water and the camera was showing like just my legs, and my body went phew, straight down into this bathing hole in the creek. And there was like 2 frames showed my butt cheeks, that was it. But it's this bathtub shaped little bathing hole in the creek. It's perfect. And if you'd gone walking down that creek fishing, you would have seen that hole. And it's oval like a bathtub, and it's like 3 feet deep, and the rest of the water is ankle deep, and then there's this 3-foot hole there. It's like a bathtub in the middle of the creek, and it's crystal clear. I would drink water from that creek. Is clean. I'd take water from that creek and fill up my water bottle and pour it through a water filter and then drink it. Nothing wrong with that creek. The water in that creek. The water in the creek was better than the water coming from the well at the campground. The water from the well at the campground was green. You don't want to drink that. But anybody else out there streaming, Streamland? Probably Josh got another video up by now. No, he just has him too. He's got an old expired flashlight from the 80s. I didn't see it light up. Oh, got a typo in the title. You're not going to talk about this anymore. It's not relevant. Yeah. Well, it's only relevant that it kind of puts aside the other claims of family participation, and that's bullshit. Forrest, his family didn't do that to him. So that's it's pretty obvious. If you've watched enough of forensic files or FBI files and all that shit, and you see what you see is a cleaned up wound. And so when the cop comes, here's the guy laying in bed all polished, and he's been bathed and he's gone. It's he didn't see like blood everywhere, and when the cop came in, everything was sterile, and it looked like he just died in bed, and he's got a little bump on his head, and they keep it quiet when it's but the pictures came out. I mean, those pictures, lots of people's made copies of them. Some are sharing them. A lot of us just looked and didn't share them. I didn't. I'm not going to share any of the pictures. I would like the picture with just the hat, things like the hat and the drum, things in the room that aren't associated with that, because the shoes are a clue, the hat and the drum. Forrest left clues behind. Here's the shoes that are going to be filled with by my Indiana Jones replacement. Indiana Jones announces that he's retiring in this movie coming up Thursday. Does anybody want to go see it in Santa Fe? Anybody want to go to see, or in if it's playing in Taos, I go to Taos and see it. Taos, Pueblo, Santa Fe, Lone Star, Bill Pullman, or Spaceballs. Baseball. I have a friend before the chase even started. My friend in Oregon would call me Doc Brown. Yeah, he's calling me Doc Brown. You remind me of the guy on Back to the Future, the crazy old guy. Yeah, well, you know, and sometimes the crazy old guy will say something that sounds ridiculous, but it's totally true. And that's what really throws them off. It's like when I first started watching the show with me, I missed me in it because I didn't expect to be in the beginning of the show, because I seen that the other show, they put the relative right at the end. And they put, I was the descendant of Robert Rogers. I'm a descendant of his brother James. That's you know, that's just media. I got to have talk with my friend Gary Zaboli about it, because he's a historian, and even Tim Todish, he was an old state trooper in Michigan, I know. And he wrote a book about Robert Rogers, and he's a reenactor and stuff. And they would, oh my God, the wrong hats. Yeah, we'll help with the next one. But I thought I was only going to be in the end, so I didn't look for myself in the beginning. And then when I replayed it, oh, there I am, right in the beginning. Too many flux capacitors. The universe is very busy. Everything moves at light speed. You just can't feel it. It's like going around the earth. You know, you're traveling about 500 miles an hour. At the 45th parallel, you're traveling 500 miles an hour. At the equator, you're traveling 1,000 miles an hour. At the North Pole, you're going very slow. So it depends on whatever, 1,000 miles an hour at the equator, but up in the upper, it's a percentage by how many degrees north you are. My RV, it's done 88 miles an hour. You're not supposed to tow the car more than 65, but I'll do 75 and stuff with it sometimes. You're going down a hill and you got another hill coming, you want to get some speed up to get up that freaking hill, because once you go up the hill, you're doing 35. I got to start this thing, and I think I probably got to empty the gas out, and there might be 40 gallons in it, or 30 or so, and I got to empty it out and try and use it before it's really bad. Use it or put it in a big pan and have an eternal flame until it burns off. Making it like an eternal oil lamp with a cord running into a 55-gallon drum with a pipe coming up with a rope going down to wick the fuel to the top and like an Olympic torch on top. Yeah. The chest wasn't. The chest was only the lure. It was only the lure. It's not even the prize. And you see, the family got a hold of the chest. So, but there was more than that. More than that. There was more than. People forget he was in a real estate business. Yeah. Yeah, Harrison Ford. He lives up there in Jackson Hole. He's got a place in Jackson Hole. Oh, my nerves and my fingers are just suck because they feel like they feel like they've been sliced or raw or something, you know. It burning nerves. Probably need some type of what do they call that? Stem cell stuff for my nerves. But part of it, they didn't know I wasn't getting B12 for like 20 some years, and things kind of fucked things up for me. So you go and they're like, well, we ain't seen this before. Yeah, because you didn't let anybody else get that bad. Good drink. Benny, my son, really liked it. Wish there was more. Yeah. My son went and searched with me a few times. Yeah. I had breakfast, but I'm already hungry. I'm hungry to go get something to eat for dinner. And I've pretty much eaten most everything in the fridge that's edible. There's stuff in there. It's full, but most of it's not edible. I need to open the door, lay a tarp out, dump the fridge on its face, dump everything out of it, roll it up, and then hose it out and do another trip, start over. I need to get out of this RV. I've accumulated more than it can hold. I got boxes of prints, frames, boxes for frames. I got like 8 boxes for frames in here. It's just too much. Jack's outside underneath, sleeping under the RV. Yep. Well, I'm still getting some solar power. Keep it a little. Give me more than 1 amp. That's why I got the computer unplugged. But when it goes dead and I got to start the generator, then it's time to just boop, end the stream, go in town, get something to eat. I think I got a free pizza coming from Domino's. You can keep a secret, and that's why I'm bad company till the day I die. Yeah, I've seen Paul Rogers in Bad Company a couple times. I seen him at Stapleton Airport. Yeah, like 1995. After the old airport closed and the new airport opened, they had a concert for Skoal Chewing Tobacco. Had a concert out at the old airport, out in the field, and yeah, and then thunderstorms came, and then Foreigner didn't come out on stage. That Foreigner always cancel. When I go to a Foreigner, they cancel every time. Fuckers. But I think I'm going to get signed off here and go get something to eat. I got nobody here to communicate with. Join in on the stream. Brian came in and he went out, and yeah, I shouldn't let him on anyhow. He doesn't invite me to his. So, because yeah, and when I'm not invited, it's like you're irrelevant. We're not gonna. Why have you on? You're irrelevant. You're not part of the solution. So why have you on? It's like, is that what you think of me? Okay, well, you're irrelevant too, then, dude. And one day they'll find out I wasn't as irrelevant as they all thought. That happened. Rock and roll fantasy. Yeah. And the last time I seen Paul Rogers, I was dating this girl who was a singer, and she's a blues singer. So she was, and we were right by the stage, and she was singing with him and whatever. But don't see her no more. That relationship ended. After I didn't have enough to give her a bunch of money, yeah, that relationship was over. After she spent what I had, yeah, I'll go. Yep, she go get the money from other men, not just another guy. Okay, adios. Yeah. Okay. Well, my stuff is going to shut off, so I'm going to sign off. Y'all have a good night. That was just, I'm on UPS power, so I got to sign off before that. I got a little bit of time on that, but not much. I'm hungry, so I'm going to go eat. And you're going to tell them other channels, hey, you shouldn't ignore Gorman like you are. Even Ben and Packer Jack. You should call him Cracker Jack. All right, we'll see you. Adios. Good night. Thanks for watching. Go watch me on INSP, Into the Wild Frontier. On Friendly TV, you can hit the one from 4:00 and it'll play rerun earlier today's show. So no problem. It'll still play those for 2 days. See ya.